morning, dear hearts. Okay, we've made it the final lesson in our second review, lesson 90, and please subscribe. The two lessons that we are reviewing today, and this is another of those dynamic duos, that these two lessons certainly belong together. They do follow one another in the workbook, and it's wonderful to review them together as well. Let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. And of course, let me recognize my problems have been solved. So they certainly go together like, peanut butter and jelly for that matter. They are absolutely necessary to come one right after the other, because we must realize that every problem is a grievance. On some level, it's a grievance. We may not recognize it as that, but that's what it truly is. So every problem is a grievance. And what is the solution to every problem and every grievance? It's a miracle. It's always a miracle. Think Barry Manilow. It is always going to be a shift in my recognition and my perception that will change how I see a grievance, a trouble, a problem. So with that, with me and how my mind works sometimes, and the theatrical background sometimes, I this morning was thinking, yes, we have troubles. We have troubles right here in this city. And it starts with an E, and it rhymes with G, and it ends with an O. That is our problem. That is our only problem. It's the ego. But we can resolve that problem, that issue, just as quickly as we have the recognition of what it is. And how does the problem get resolved? Through forgiveness. We have these ideas, we have these concepts, some like the word constructs, as I've said before, of main thoughts within the course that will repeat and reappear for us all the time. And forgiveness is one of them, because forgiveness is indeed our way out of all of the grievances that we have held on to. Now the lesson says that, I'm going to have that grievance as long as I cherish it. That's why I'm keeping it. And why would I cherish it? Because my ego is telling me, hold on to it. You might need that someday. It might come in handy. And the only reason the ego thinks a grievance will come in handy is because it can be used against another child of God. That will never work. That will never lead us to our happiness. So there is no grievance that ever needs to be cherished and held on to. Some of the practicing we were given, these 3 lines in italics that to use for our practicing. The last one is the one that I gravitate towards, because it says the answer to this problem is the miracle that it conceals. The grievance always covers up the miracle. And that is why we must place forgiveness into that equation, so that the grievance can be lifted and the miracle, the light, will then be revealed to us. The second lesson, and the last one for the review, is let me recognize my problems have been solved. Now, one of the things it says in this is that I seem to have problems only because I am misusing time. Time is another one of those concepts that is different within the course than it is in the world, and how we have believed in time and how we think it works. The misuse of time is because I am using time to separate and not to join. Every time I use time, I use the concept of time to keep myself apart from and separate from my brother, the solution, the Holy Spirit, God. Whenever I am applying the idea, the concept of time to keep things apart from each other that must join in order for me to experience my happiness, then I am misusing time. And one of the amazing things that this lesson and in the review tells us, that just like the thinking and the seeing happen simultaneously, so does the problem and the solution, because the solution is always given to us immediately. It tells us early in the text that as soon as there was a problem, God provided the answer. The answer for us is always the Holy Spirit. So the answer, the solution to every single problem that I might ever believe I have is always going to be for me to turn to the Holy Spirit, because if I allow him to, another idea, free will, if I allow the Holy Spirit to intervene in this scenario of problem and solution, he will immediately collapse time so that it disappears. It is solved. It is gone. It is no more. I need not put any more attention towards it. All my problems have been solved. And in the practicing from the 3 lines that we are given as suggestions, remember, you can use your own miracle-minded, course-minded thoughts, because you probably have a lot of them now, that the answer to this problem is already given me if I will accept it. If I will accept it, if I will allow the Holy Spirit to intervene for me and to show me the way, to show me the miracle, to show me the light, to lift up the veils over my problems, then I will know, I will experience all of my problems have been solved. So that's it for today, a little bit longer. It's the last one. Tomorrow we start new lessons. And in the meantime, please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. And I forgot the flowers, but we still pray, because we are light workers, and there is nothing that we are not capable to accomplish with the Holy Spirit by our side. Namaste.